We're reviewing some strip lights here today, and before you think, like those $13 KontrolFreek ones you did recently, not at all. This is a $200 kit that actually does interactive or dynamic lighting depending on the content that you're watching. Meaning depending on the brightness and colors on your screen, these lights are going to change. Not just that, this has voice control, 4 HDMI ports, and virtually every other feature that you would hope and expect a $200 LED light strip kit would have. Without further ado, I'm going to strap this bad boy to the back of my TV, and let's get lit I, lit me, lit you.
It's me, and I'm you. You, me, everybody's ass around here.
Everybody getting lit, apparently. But most importantly, what's getting lit or illuminated is the back of my TV. Let's get it. Quick disclaimer for my audience, the Stallions and Stallionettes, these RGB lights were sent for review, but this is going to be an honest, comprehensive review. I haven't been paid or told to say anything about them, so if there's any cons, shortcomings, or areas of improvement, you are going to hear about it. So these companies make better products over time. As for the packaging, included accessories on Lytmi's $200 TV backlight kit, you do have a clear wafer sticker on the front that will need sliced. Opens up from the top, you do have a paper divider, and then you will have some nice foam holding all of your components in place, and your user manual right up front. Then you have your AC/DC adapter to power this bad boy. Lifting out the divider, you will have some hardware for mounting. However, this also has adhesive on the back, some of that 3M sticky tape, which I'll be using for the install. You have a high-speed HDMI 2.1 cable, which is branded with 8K on each side. Then you have your actual roll or spool of your LED strip lights. Also something I've never seen before with strip lights. This is connected via USB-C. Also, that USB-C cord just keeps going. There we go. Now we're in the lights here. Two things to notice immediately. First of all, the lights are way closer together than any LED strip lights I've seen. And also they have that clear rubberized cover, which will provide a lot of protection, similar to Elgato's design. Also, cosmetically, I like that the entire strip is black, not white. You will have a bunch of LED status lights on the top with concurrent icons explaining what the hell they mean. On the back, you have your power plug for that barrel connector and 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. All right, instruction manual, pamphlet, or brochure. Sure, it's fine. It's decent. English is the only language here. Font is decent, easy to read, clean, concise. Couple of QR codes if I want more information. Explaining how to use this with my voice assistant, such as Google. I'm an Alexa man myself. Or Samsung smart things as well. That's a third one that hardly anybody uses. This is actually a pretty damn good instruction manual. I'm going to give it a 9.2 out of 10. Very specific number. I don't know why. Now, some of the key features that make this a $200 RGB LED light kit, because it is a pretty penny when you're just trying to get some RGB glow behind your TV, considering you can get some generic, nameless, brandless strips on Amazon for about 20 bucks, strap them to the back of your TV, and call it a day. After having tested dozens of strip lights, everything from Elgato's freakishly expensive kit to some really kick-ass options from Govee to a bunch of those Amazon generics that I mentioned earlier. Those cheaper lights have a very short life cycle, and while they are actually alive, they're not very bright, and they do flicker on screen. You can mess with the refresh rate of your camera a little bit, but it still flickers, and it's obnoxious if you're a streamer or YouTuber. I always noticed that on my videos, and I hated it. Next up, those lights aren't very durable. I'm not just talking about the life cycle, but I'm talking about when installing them. Every time you bend them, there's a high chance that you accidentally crimp one of those connectors, as where the design of the Elgato light strips and these Lytmis have this very thick, clear rubberized coating over them, which adds a lot of protection and makes these a lot more durable. These are also very bright, very accurate on the color production, and have no flicker. Something to note, this is actually a sync box. That's where the price is coming from. It's not just strip lights. You're actually getting the sync box, which is working as the central module to control everything. Since the modern consoles are using HDMI 2.1, sporting 4K 120Hz gameplay, in some titles we know it's pretty scarce, this box does support 8K 60 and more realistically what we're using 4K 120. That's good because there's HDMI pass-throughs on this box. No latency. We're strongly against the delag here on this channel, which is delay and lag mixed together. If they had a baby, we don't want to look at it. It's no latency, baby. And here's another note. This could actually work as a splitter box for you. So most flagship TVs, or a lot of them, only come with 1 or 2 2.1 HDMI ports, and the rest are 2.0s. As where this, you just plug into one of those 2.1s on your TV, and you now have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. That's also very important because a lot of soundbars that use Dolby Atmos are using the eARC protocol, which takes one of those HDMI 2.1 ports. As far as coverage, these lights are comparable to none. They have 72 lights per meter, which means they're very close together, which gives you a ton of brightness and a ton of color coverage. Now, there is of course an ecosystem if you want to expand with some of their other accessories such as the light bar and LED light strips, maybe underneath your entertainment center. You can do that and they will of course sync up with each other. And when I say sync up, you will have full control of these lights with a phone application, and these can also be controlled by voice with Alexa, Google Assistant, and Samsung SmartThings. Now for my nerds out there, we can all gather around the digital campfire, and here's the tech specs. We all love the numbers. You can pause the screen, you can have your way with this. And as far as pricing on their other products and accessories, apparently everything's on sale. That's a good sign or a bad sign. It means they're cleaning out house or they're just running a sale. It doesn't read very smooth. It's kind of confusing, but I'm going to clear up all the jargon for you. You have a 30-day unconditional, never heard that term before. Usually they're all about manufacturer conditions, but unconditional 30-day return for unopened and unused. So new in box. But what you really care about, you have a 12-month warranty with this product, considering you're paying $200 for an RGB light strip kit. What if one of those strips starts flickering on you? What if one of the HDMI ports on the control modules starts janking up on you? 12 months. They do obviously come in specific sizes, so make sure that it matches your TV diagonal screen size. And unlike the strip lights where you're actually going to bend them into a 45 around the corners, these are actually 4 separate pieces with little jumpers or extensions on the corners, as you can see here. So you have 2 longer ones for the horizontal parts of your TV and then 2 shorter strips for the vertical sides of your TV. So don't just go sticking them on all willy-nilly. Make sure you got the right strip for the right part of your TV. First step is to get the old LED strip lights removed from the TV in the bedroom. And along the lines of that durability I was talking about earlier, typical strip lights, this can happen. I was actually trying to keep these so I could install them on another TV in my house. That's not going to be an option, as when I was removing them, they simply ripped. And I was being incredibly delicate to meticulously remove these. And yeah, Lytmi has a very good instruction video or guide on their website, which I followed along with, got me all set up and running in about 15 minutes. And that was even me stopping to record. But I don't like the fact that you have to register as a new user. I just wish you could use it as a guest, but you have to give them a valid email address. It's like this with every smart home hub thing that's glowing in my room right now has some third-party application that they want or require me to sign up for. It's rather frustrating, but is what it is. Take my data, I guess. The coolest feature of these lights, hands down, and why you would even consider spending $200 on LED RGB strip lights is the fact that they can dynamically change. In that aspect, I was shocked. It actually responded incredibly fast. I was whipping my head around in gameplay and I was thinking there's no way in hell that this is going to keep up with the fluid motion of me moving on screen. Completely incorrect. It actually looked like my screen was extended on the borders because all the colors literally bled out onto my wall, which I guess in theory is exactly how this product is supposed to work. I didn't really expect it to perform as good as it did. I don't know why. I guess I just thought in 2023 the technology wasn't there. Incorrect. It is. Now I do feel a little bit guilty because I'm actually not going to be using that dynamic screen changing mode. I'm just going to keep it at a static color. I know, blasphemy to have such a capable light kit and then just put her on static mode. It's like having a Ferrari and then keeping her 10 under the speed limit. That's a weird little thing I've noticed. Every supercar I've ever seen on the street, which isn't very many because I don't live in a very wealthy area, they're always driving astronomically slow, probably because it's an old guy that was finally able to afford his toy, but 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Let me slow down to 2 miles an hour to make this corner real quick. Get yourself a Prius if you're going to do all that, bud. And get yourself cheaper LED lights if you just want a little bit of glow out of your TV. But if you want instant response time while gaming that will mirror whatever's on screen, then you know where to look. One downside of this product and all other light syncing kits that I've seen similar to it is that it requires an HDMI pass-through. So if you're somebody like myself, I watch pretty much all of my streaming content directly through my smart TVs. It's the LG Smart Hub or whatever the hell they call it. So in order to get that dynamic color changing effect, you need to be using either a game console or a traditional TV set-top box, if anybody still owns one of those. But the beautiful thing is this light kit works as a smart light kit that works with voice devices and also has its application. The only feature you're going to be missing is the dynamic color changing. And along those lines, I really do try and reserve using an HDMI pass-through, even if it doesn't introduce any lag or delay whatsoever, which I didn't notice any visible lag playing on my Xbox Series through that pass-through. And for something as frivolous as RGB lights, which don't really require an HDMI pass-through, I'm not going to be using the control box for that, just using it in this configuration as seen on screen here, where it's basically just a Wi-Fi control hub. There's no HDMI cables to it. And along those lines, you can still actually do a lot with these lights. My God, my phone is greasy as hell. My favorite hands down is going to be to the far right, which is the scene selection, which gives you, well, sure enough, some scenes such as rainbow, which is spectrum cycling, a fireplace mode, read, which is basically a bright white light, fireworks, which launches small white bursts from the bottom and then large colorful blasts at the top of your TV, I guess like fireworks. Or of course you can choose yourself one static color, which is what I've done because my room has a gray and red theme in there. So going along with that, the red will look fantastic. So in conclusion, what have we learned here today? If you just want to get some glow behind your TV, you can get a generic generic kit for about $13 on Amazon. If you want a kit that's more durable, won't flicker, however, is very short unless you get the additional expansion kits. Doesn't work with any of the voice assistants, but it does work with the Elgato Stream Deck. Then you get the Elgato strip lights. But if you want some very bright, vibrant, durable lights that work with all the popular voice assistants and has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, this product is linked in the description below, alongside an exclusive discount code for my audience, and I'll see you Stallions and Stallionettes tomorrow. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at GamerHeaven. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of GamerHeaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding, starting June I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting GamerHeaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily, all the time, 60% of the time, sometimes, most of the time. Peace.